Good morning. I'm happy you joined for another breakfast session with me. What we usually do is we have breakfast together. So I expect you to get your food ready, your tea, whatever you are doing. Or if you don't mind me eating, you can just go ahead and sit back and relax. Today I'd like to talk about habits and how they basically dictate our life and predecise, is that a word? They predetermine how our life is going to be. And the beautiful thing about habits is, first of all, having the awareness of them, of being aware what is it that we do, how we speak, how we express ourselves, the food we eat, everything about us is unique, and at the same time can help us understand ourselves better. For example, to see if we have any addictive tendencies, if we're eating because we're actually hungry, or are we eating because we're stressed. And this can go very, very deeply into analysis of understanding ourselves. Just gonna do this real quick. So I'm having a cream cheese toast with ayva, of course, because I'm from the Balkans. So ayva is a must. That's a habit, I would say, but it's a habit that I love. Bias also. So, enjoy your food. I'm gonna enjoy mine, that's for sure.
A few moments later.
The difficult thing about habits and the difficult thing about understanding habits is the fact that they are linked together. And we often forget this as people who are very much involved in our lives and habits and things we do. But for example, I'll take my own example. If I go to the gym, which I do almost every day, then I make sure that I eat healthily. If I eat healthily, then the probability and the likelihood that I'm not a smoker or that I don't drink is very high. And guess what? That's exactly the case. So one can freely say that good habits link good habits. And if I, for example, have a good sleeping schedule, I follow my circadian rhythm, I get things done, I'm done with the tasks for the day, then my mood is also increased as a consequence of that, because I enter this space where I say to myself, "Whoa, there's nothing else to do in this," and I can actually start, and that's where I can start improving my life. Because when work is done, work is something that's automatic, and work is something that already serves its de facto and default purpose of elevating your status, financial well-being, whatnot, whatever you're going for. But at the same time, it gives you this freedom. And from that space of freedom, from that space of independence, of obligations and whatnot, can I actually improve my life and look around the apartment and see what needs to be done, look at my own life and see, okay, maybe I can plan better here and there, because I have time and space for that, because the good habits that I have, which are basically autopiloted for most of the time, when one is not conscious, that is, then the consequence of those habits and then the result of those habits puts me in a spot where I just say, oh, I'm free now. I can do whatever I want, and I'm going to choose to do this and that. And no matter what the nature of that I choose is, I assume that I do it for the highest benefit of the current version of the self. So it's good to be aware of one's habits, and it's good to know to write even down your habits. I'm writing down my habits, and I also write down the habits that make me feel good and the habits that make me feel bad. One of the habits that make me feel good is drinking tea. And because I like tea so much, I kind of make it a tradition to drink it with my friends and people that are dear to me and that I love and care about. And even the tea that I'm drinking right now is given to me by a dear friend. So our habits will imbue and infuse our life with meaning, inevitably. So we might as well give it a certain meaning, because we chase meaning externally. We want a car, a family, a house. But for me, what I'm having right now, and being able to record this and having like my own kind of mini studio, is enjoyable, is nice, is genuine, it's real. So cheers to that. Oh, it's a strong tea. I didn't check the label. Mm. 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 Ivor. Another habit that I have, and thing that I remind myself to do, because I genuinely enjoy it, is to taste the food that I'm eating, to truly savor it and taste it. It has completely changed my eating experience, because I realized when I was a student, when I was in primary school and in middle school and in university, and then working, of course, in simultaneous and whatnot, most of the food ingestion process would involve mechanical eating and just eating for the sake of surviving, right? And now that I have significantly more balance in my life, actually enjoying the small things in my life became quintessential for my daily routine. And I say routine very carefully, because none of my days look the same, yet the habits that I have dance around in a very unique way, and it's never the same, yet my good habits keep me in check. So it's a fantastic thing. So taste food that you eat. That changes everything. What you will notice when you eat mindfully and when you eat because you want to and because you enjoy the food, and especially if you made it, if you made the food yourself or someone you love made the food for you, that will taste so much better just by the very nature that someone nurtured you and your body and your everything. It's a fantastic experience, and at the same time it's important to be mindful of how we eat. Are we rushing? Are we eating fast? Are we eating slow? Because if you're actually enjoying food, first you will see how much less food you need to eat. Because, and try this for yourselves, don't take my word for it. Sorry. When you eat food that was made for you, either by you or someone else, it's a completely different feeling and sensation. It is a completely different feeding of the body, in the sense, because you will not need as much food if the food is made for you, because it's a completely different kind of nurture. And even though this might sound strange, see for yourself. If you're truly cooking for yourself with that kind of love and appreciation and respect, if you have that kind of habit, see what happens. See what happens when you just taste the food that you made for yourself with your own time and you have nothing else to do but to make that food. Even if it's the simplest thing in the world. And here is the most basic example of how good habits that are linked together can improve one's, let's say, environment and circumstances. So I woke up early this morning. I meditated. I mean, meditation, we can go into that some other time. Meditation, you can do meditation anytime, anywhere. You don't have to sit across your legs, whatnot. Just pure being and mindfulness and bliss. Making food, whatever it is, and no matter how small it is, it's simply improving and becoming better. And that mindset comes naturally when you feel nurtured and cared for by yourself, by anyone else, because your mind is just free from the senseless and also nonsensical thinking all the time and trying to figure things out. And solutions come on their own, believe me, because when we try actively to resolve something, that's how we can get really stuck in that. But right now, as I'm doing this, I'm already getting a better idea for the next video that is going to be better than this one. And not to say that this one is bad in any way, this is just as it is. I appreciate it if you appreciate it. But that's how the mind works. That's the beauty of the human mind. It will automatically adapt to the environment and the challenge in its own beautiful way. So just by the fact that I sat here, prepared everything, everything's ready, I look at it and I say to myself, wow, I made it, I did this. And the confirmation hits and the dopamine hits, and it's due to that surge of dopamine, it's just simply, the feeling good is what will keep you going. Because if you don't feel good about things you do, if you're doing things for money, and just for money, man, that's a thin ice. But I don't judge corporate life. I don't judge 9 to 5. People can do whatever they want. There are just people who choose not to, such as myself. And I respect everyone's choice. I just know what's best for me. In the same sense, I think I know, or I hope that you know what's best for you. This reminded me of a childhood friend who would always eat Ivar in school. His name is Vita. I hope he's good. Let's eat now. Let's enjoy food for a while and not talk as much. And there you have it. Moderately healthy breakfast. I'm quite happy with it. Sometimes it's nice to just get something fatty and just most normal food in the world. When one works out and when one is physically active, dieting dieting is so important, but it also is to enjoy life and to let go. Discipline is something that is built on the way and on its own, and you'll see for yourself how beautiful your life will be when you actually learn what you want from it and when you go for it. So that's the good habits for the morning, and the morning just started. It's almost it's not even 9, and then there is gym, and then there's yoga, and then there is other things to do, and it's, you know, you build the day you want, and at the same time it's important to have that flexibility and check in with yourself that you're actually enjoying your day and what you're doing, that you're not mechanized and automated to the point where you can't recognize yourself anymore, which is what I would assume is the problem for most people. So thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed your breakfast. I enjoyed mine a lot. And see you in the next one. Like and subscribe. Do what you like. And see you soon. Ciao.